All right, we're live. We're live and we're recording. So whenever you're ready.
Whoa! What is up, everybody? Man, I am excited. I've got a co-host, Mr. Ryan D, our buddy, the drummer to Dick Neptune and the Microwave McOvens, and we've got really special people on the program today. Sheiks of Neptune, Mr. Dick and Mr. Brain from Sheiks of Neptune are into his house. It's great to have you guys. How you doing?
Thanks for having us. I feel really special because you said I'm Mr. Dick. I've never been called a Mr. Dick before. That's pretty nice.
Well, I think someone named Dick has to have a Mr. in front of it somewhere, and I think that's you, my friend.
I'll take it.
Dude, so Sheiks of Neptune is like literally, I think I'm going to pay you guys a high compliment. I think you guys are probably one of my favorite, like one of the best live bands I've ever seen. And like, I know it might be blunt, where we're homies and stuff. We play shows, we do all that, but literally, like, you blow the roof off the place and have so much fun. You know, like it's like chaotic and amazing and fun. And I always wanted to ask you this: do you think you guys being in Vegas has anything to do with like your showmanship? Because I feel like you got a lot to compete with in Vegas, right?
I don't think it has anything to do with Vegas, because even before I moved to Vegas, I was pretty much all over the place. So I kind of forgot wherever I came from. I don't know if Vegas necessarily steps it up. I mean, Brian, you were born here, so
yeah. I don't know. Because I pretty much just stay home all the time, so I really don't know what my competition is.
Yeah.
No, but Vegas has some great bands, but really, I think it just comes down to us entertaining ourselves. I think we get bored very easily. So, like, there's like a 15-second time span. If we're not doing something ridiculous, then we're just bored. So
that's the way to do it.
I don't really feel like there are lots of great bands in Vegas, but I don't really feel competition. It's more of camaraderie.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to one up anybody. It's just having a good time, and I like to have a good time, like shake my butt and fly over things and fly off things and break things and have a good time.
I mean, that's the way to do it, man. I think if you're doing anything, you want to have fun and enjoy yourself. And if not, then that's seems like a waste of freaking time. You know what I'm saying? But no, but guys, it is great. The Neptunes meet on the podcast. Obviously, Brain has done a lot of the artwork for some of these podcasts for like the promos, and they're so rad. But I always wanted to ask you guys, I mean, especially, did you grow up in California though, Dick? Are you from out here?
Yeah, I was from Cali.
Okay. So, well, all right. You both, I feel like, probably have plenty of theme park stories. Obviously, this is a theme park comedy podcast, so please, any disgusting detail. I mean, if you got fingered, if you fingered somebody, if you sharded or sharded someone while fingering someone, any of those would be great stories. But yeah, I mean, so Dick, what's some fun theme park?
So I mean, I don't know, like those are maybe things that you do when you're older. I think my favorite theme park memories when I was a kid, when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. I was actually in San Diego at the time, and once or twice a year, my dad would take us up to go to a theme park. I think probably my favorite time though is I remember they were having, like, as a kid, I mean, everybody loved wrestling, right? It was all about WWF back when it was still WWF. Hulk Hogan, Warriors, all that, the handshake, all those things. And they were I don't know exactly what it was called because I was so young, but it was like wrestling days at Universal Studios.
That's amazing.
What?
Dude, I remember that too. I do. I was there for a few of those, I think. Yeah, I remember that.
So rad. So, like, I mean, as a kid, I'm like, oh, you get to see the wrestlers. So you go there and, like, my pretty shoddy memory, everything's so big. And I'm a short guy anyway, so things are even bigger than as I was a kid, right? But I remember going through, like, the turnstiles at the beginning, and they would, like, hand you a toy. Like you go to the baseball game, and it's, a jersey night or whatever, you get a jersey, or a hot dog night, you get a free hot dog. Like, going in on wrestling day, not only did you get to see the wrestlers, but they gave you a damn toy when you walked in. And I got like a Hulk Hogan, and I was like so rad. And it was that big one, like this tall, that was like plastic, and all the kids had them around and like throwing them around all day at Universal Studios. That was like so cool. And my brother, like, he was mad because everybody, like most of them were just the like Hulk Hogan's, and my brother had to be different. He's like, I'm getting Jimmy's Snook-a-Fly, and so he grabbed that one. And so we were like fighting all day with those, right? And I was like, oh, that was so cool. And then I remember we actually got to go and sit, and I figured exactly where it was. It's probably not even there anymore. We got to see the wrestlers, and my mind was totally blown. People were asking him questions, and I'm just there. I'm like, oh, classy Freddie Blassie, call somebody a pencil neck geek, please, right? And this guy got up, and he was like, is wrestling fake? And my mind was just blown, like melted. What? Like, I had no clue as a kid. I'm like, no, why are you even asking that? What kind of dumbass question is that? Sit down, sir. I mean, I didn't say it. I was like 5 or 6, but that was like going through my head. I'm like, how could you even say that? Like, it totally sucked. But then the next thing we went to was the Conan Adventure Show, and I was completely happy. You guys ever go to the Conan Adventure Show back then? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know Conan the Barbarian was really popular, and he did have a show.
Did you ever get a chance to go to it?
Yeah, no, I didn't go, and it was there, but that's badass. That's like a legend.
Yeah, like the arena stage castle is still there. I don't even know what they have in it anymore. But like, I remember you go there, you go inside this castle, and it was all decked out and like 80s sword and sorcery stuff.
Yeah.
And it started off, and it was like rain coming down in front of the stage, and you kind of had that misty, mildewy, like you were on Pirates of the Caribbean, but you were seeing a show, right? And you're sitting there, and you're like, oh, that's so great. And then the rain stopped. And then like the actor that came down from the ceiling, and there was like fighting. And then I remember at the end, this giant dragon popped up, but the dragon already had a slit in his belly from being stabbed so many times. It was already like worn in. And I'm like, yeah, he's going to stab him right there. And sure enough, at the end, he stabbed him like right there. But I didn't care. It was Conan, and Conan was like the greatest thing in the world to me as a kid. Still, like the greatest thing as an adult. Like I was so happy now that like Conan is back with Marvel. I've been reading all the Conan comic books. So good, so good. And I'm talking a lot. All right, Brian.
No, that's great. I Conan, I remember that show. I remember hearing about there was a Miami Vice show too, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, they had get this. That was the stunt show. Right now you go and it's damn Waterworld, right?
Yeah, for some reason Waterworld.
Actually, it's not that stunt show. It's better than the movie.
They're trying to get that little bit of money back that they spent on that movie right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But they had before that it was the Miami Vice stunt show, but before that it was the A-Team stunt show. Oh man,
my God.
A-Team. Man, they had that man coming and driving and jumping. Whoo!
Did they have Mr. T like look-alike?
Oh yeah.
No, it was Mr.
They
T.
definitely did.
He wasn't doing anything
Yeah,
else.
they definitely did.
Yeah, it was Mr. T. Yeah.
Yeah.
I pitied a fool that can't be in his own stunt show. Yeah.
Like
That's
Universal
amazing.
Studios has changed so much over there. It's like Disneyland has changed, but a lot of that is still the same, you know, like
Yeah.
like
I get what you're saying.
but like Universal really has changed a lot. Like the tram tour is all different. Now I remember back they had the old Battlestar Galactica that you drive through. They had the old King Kong with the big arms that would come out. You know, now it's the whole 3D ride. So
I know it's a bummer. It's a bummer because should I look into this? Is this awkward or is it better if I look into that?
It doesn't matter.
I keep looking at myself. Whatever. It doesn't matter. No, but the King Kong ride. I remember vividly as a kid.
yeah.
That the live, like I just love animatronics and I love the and it's
It was huge, that thing.
Yeah, it was massive, and they don't even have the collapsible bridge anymore.
Yeah, it
You
was.
drive right past it.
You go across it. It's like right outside the other soundstage. Yeah.
It was amazing. It really was. Like when you're a kid, because I loved movies, and that was the thing that I loved about like Disney, because like the rides, especially like the Fantasyland rides, like they really put you in the movie. But Universal Studios was like, I remember, that there's like an earthquake. There's like a Jaws part of the tram, and that scared the shit out of me. I remember,
and that's one of the few things that's still there. That Jaws is still there though, going.
Yeah,
Jaws
is. Yeah, for some reason, Waterworld is more timeless than Back to the Future somehow.
Isn't that crazy? I know.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I think even Backdraft, it's outdone Backdraft. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember Backdraft. Yeah.
How about the last time I went to the Waterworld show?
What happened?
I was this was just a couple years ago. and I went with my ex's family, and we sat right up front, and it was like the hottest day of summer, dude. It was like 110, right? And so I'm like, Jesus, finally I'll get some fun. Like, I usually hate this ride because I don't like getting wet, but I was like, finally I'll get fucking wet on this ride. Not a drop touched me, not a drop, dude. And everyone around me got drenched, and not a drop touched me.
Ain't that the way of it? Yeah.
That's like going to a Gallagher show and like not getting the watermelon, you know? Like that's a bummer. Gallagher's probably in the Waterworld show. Playing Dennis Hopper, you know, the smoke.
Gallagher's in the water. He's just waiting for just waiting for his opportunity to emerge. That's it.
But, I used to actually go see Gallagher at theme parks. I remember we had a season pass to Magic Mountain, and like Gallagher came for like a week. And we went 3 or 4 days, and like he would just like set up his show there, like in their little arena. So we go and like ride the rides. And I was like, "Oh, let's see Gallagher." And I was like, "Okay."
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because I know he does like state fairs and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Is
he still performing these days? I haven't really heard much of him.
He had a final tour, and it was actually he played this venue that Evan books. Gallagher's in Orange County. We played all the time. A lot of punk bands, old school punk bands.
Wait,
play
get
there.
the fuck out of here! You played at Gallagher's?
Yeah, well, okay. He was supposed to do a final tour, and that was like one of the final dates. Was at this pub in Huntington Beach, and he canceled. He's on the last show.
He's like, I'm canceling, but here's a lawsuit.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I don't know, man. It's crazy, yeah, because his brother would perform.
That was another thing. That's what I was going to say. Didn't his brother start? He took on the mantle.
Yeah, and then there was two. They were like compete. They were that was a competition. There's two Gallaghers at once. It's kind of like when there's like a Def Leppard Part 2. I don't know.
I heard that with comedians. That's interesting.
I've always said it. I've always said it, man. 2 Gallaghers are better than 1.
I think it's from Highlander, right?
Dude, I really want to see one Gallagher open for the other Gallagher.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Like the David Lee Roth tour for Van Halen, where they have to switch who opens every other night.
Yeah.
Yes. And see, like you were talking about something that I really liked is the being like immersed and stuff. Like at theme parks, obviously you have like the more like straightforward, like this is a like Six Flags or Busch Gardens, where it's kind of just like you're getting the classic roller coaster churro experience, but like theme parks like Disneyland and Knott's and Universal, like they do so well with like immersing you into it. And the one thing that I get bummed about is like sometimes it's a cop out where like you hear about this land coming and you're like, oh, they could have done so much with like it being interactive, and because I feel like that's one thing I'm bummed about a lot of like new stuff is they make it really quick. And they don't really have as much like interactive stuff. They have burps though, and
sorry about that.
No,
sorry.
It's all right, dude. I queak right now too, but you couldn't hear it.
I really think it just depends on each individual like attraction or land, because some of them suck and some of them they do a really good job on. Like I don't think we can blanket statement all new ones.
No, I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't mean what I'm trying to say is like I fucking love animatronics, and it's a bummer that they don't utilize that more, because to me, like when you can just see something moving, it looks so rad. It's like it's very believable. I don't know, like because a lot of Universal stuff now, the rides are just like 3D.
I'm not as big into those myself too. I prefer like I just don't think that the 3D for me has the same effect as like that 3D model that you're saying. Like I mean there's science behind it though, right? Because when your brain, when it perceives 3D is what? Seeing the distance, how far something is, right? That's all 3D is, right? How far something is. Something's closer, something's further away. Oh, okay, it's coming at me, it's getting closer, right? So if you're using a model, then there's no trickery of the brain because it's actually in 3 dimensions, right? Now, you use some forced perspective of whatnot, do little foolery tricks, but generally it's there in 3D. Now, when you're watching a 3D screen, though, you're seeing 2 different images, but your brain takes more than that. So yes, your eyes are getting the discrepancy, but your eyes also use the link for the focal point, right? So focal point is not matching up to what your eyes are seeing for those 2 ones. That's how come 3D always looks a little wonky. and it will always look a little wonky because that's not how your brain and eyes work together. So I'm with you on the 3D models, but that's a scientific reason why. It's not just it looks better. There's a reason behind it. There's a science why.
Hey, we got some comments, guys. Do you wanna check out the comments?
I do, yeah.
I went the second week the Jaws attraction.
The bridge is awesome.
I queefed too. No.
Read that. You want to read that, Rob?
Sure. I went the second week the Jaws attraction was open. That ride totally scared the shit out of this young kid. That's great. Now it scared me. But
imagine being on the Jaws ride with a pile of shit after the kid before you.
I know, man.
Fucking bastard.
Well, like you're talking about. I didn't want to sound like I'm just one of those guys like, oh, everything new sucks, because I totally feel like a kid. Like when I go to Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, I love that. But the one that I'm really stoked on is at Universal Studios Japan, and it's supposed to come here too. But it's the Mario, it's Nintendo World,
yeah,
and it looks so impressive. Like,
hold on, you know what gets me so much about that about the 3D stuff is am I the only one that really has a problem with the lack of Vin Diesel's commitment to the Fast and the Furious part when you're doing the tram?
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah,
it's like you realize that guy can't even read or whatever. Like he's reading off a cue card. He's like, "Hey, driver, move that vehicle." he can't even do it right. Yeah, it's so.
Tell me something better that he's done, that he's acted better. I think that's just how he acts. Like,
yeah. No, I know, but this is when you find out he can't read.
No, but
when his best role was just voicing Groot, like that's all you got, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I do enjoy the Fast and Furious part of the tram now. I mean, it's great that it took over, probably something classic for the Fast and Furious series. That's really classic. But I love there's a scene with Vin Diesel where he's like riding a helicopter and you're supposed to be going through like LA. Yeah. But the perspective is so odd because like he's 4 times the size of the helicopter. It's like a giant Vin Diesel. He's like, I don't know. Yeah, you've got to check it out if you haven't been.
I fucking hate it, dude. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's very time stamped because there's some stuff that is timeless. I mean, even Waterworld, I'm like,
I love the part when Vin Diesel just pops up and he has like gills and it's like,
I haven't seen that part, but I want to see it.
It's the Wet and the Furious.
Oh, no. Shit.
That's the
porno parody. No, but so Brain.
That's the shape of box office, I guess.
It is. I mean, dude, there's so many memories we all got here. But Brain, what's some theme park memories you've got?
Well, because since I grew up in Vegas, we would travel to Disneyland, so it was a big deal for us. 5 hours is a big deal.
Well, yeah,
we would go once a year, and it was hilarious. Like there was only one person that I met that I remember saying like, "Oh, I don't like Disneyland." It was like one of my first girlfriends, and she told me, she's like, "Oh, I don't like Disneyland." I was like, "What?" Like I was like, dude, because I was obsessed, because I agree with you. Just it's being so immersed in it, and like. I got to the point where the rides were cool, but just being at Disneyland was just amazing. And so I was like, dude, I'm going to have to take you to Disneyland. I was like, I don't think you don't like Disneyland. And then it turns out it wasn't that she didn't like Disneyland. She'd never been to Disneyland. And but the reason she didn't want to go to Disneyland, the reason she didn't like Disneyland, her brother told her that Goofy would bite her hand off. All right. So this is setting up to something. So my parents take us to Disneyland for like Christmas or something. And I was like, all right, you're finally going to go to Disneyland for the first time. It's like, don't worry, nothing's going to happen. You're fine. So as soon as we walk through that magical little entrance, not the first shitty entrance, the actual magical one underneath the train, we walk in, and right in front of like the Lincoln thing is fucking Goofy. And I was like, dude, I want to get a picture. I haven't been to Disneyland in like 3 years. So I was like, I got to get pictures with all the characters, and Goofy's the very first one. So my parents take out their like little, disposable cameras we had at the time. And dude, the very first thing Goofy does is grab her hand and go to give it a kiss. And we got pictures of her just losing her mind because Goofy is going to eat her fingers off. It was the greatest thing in the entire world.
Gosh, give me them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is creepy though. Like thinking of a killer Goofy like that would that's pretty rad.
She was convinced, and she didn't want to go.
Wait, so that was your first girlfriend?
Yeah, one of them. I mean, one of
nice.
the many. Yeah, 3.
Wait, was she an adult and afraid of Goofy?
Yeah, she was an adult. But I mean, she told me that she didn't like Disneyland. That should have been a red flag there. But
I know, dude.
I was only with her for 11 years, so at least I figured it out pretty quick.
I know what you mean though. That I always feel like a certain like disconnect because like I'm such a I was just not corny, but like a dreamer. You know, I'm like always like thinking about like who wouldn't want to be in a place with like hippos and churros, and it just looks amazing. I just love being like I don't know, being able to escape. But I know Salvador Dali said it was like perfection. He was talking about how Disneyland is like basically perfection because you can make your own reality, and like it's still rad. I don't know. But so being in Vegas, I went to the MGM amusement park once, and I love the fact that there was like an actual theme park in Vegas. And obviously there's Circus, but like the MGM park, it seemed like they had like a lot of like ambition for it at first, and then it just I mean,
because we had Wet and Wild too at the time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When I was a kid.
That's a theme park.
Yeah, it had a theme park.
Water park. It's all in the.
Yeah, well, the theme is water.
Yeah.
But I went to the MGM one when I was really little, and I guess it was Wizard of Oz themed.
Oh yeah.
Is that the see? Because I don't remember that part. What I do remember was there was this really big arcade, and me and my brother got $10 a piece. We're like, oh fuck, we're gonna play like all these arcade games. So we go to the machine and we get like all these quarters, and of course you're like little kids. I was probably like, I don't know, 12 at the time, so my brother was like 8. So we have like little kid pants on, so we don't have any pockets. So I had like those like little bathing suit pocket shit. So it's like, all right, cool. So I'm like carrying all these quarters, $20 a quarters, and my pants are all falling down. We're going around playing all the arcade games and shit. And we walk out, and there's right outside the arcade was the zipper. Have you ever ridden the zipper?
Oh,
it's like the vertical one, and then it goes around, and then the thing spins. Dude, I had been on the zipper like once, like years before, and my brother all day, he's like, no, I'm not riding that. I'm not riding that. And just like all day, we're like wandering around the park, like riding these different rides. I don't remember any of the rides there, except for the one that you like flew through the air. I forget, the Sky Screamer. I never rode that one, but I was like trying to get him. I was like, dude, we got to go on the zipper, man. It's not a big deal. Dude, so like a half an hour before the park closes, I finally convinced him. He's like, all right, you know what? Just so you'll shut up, let's go on the zipper. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, so we get in line. We're all waiting in line. And they strap us in. He's cursing at me the entire time. And so they strap us in, and then they close it. And it's like this metal mesh in front, like the whole thing, right? And like the holes are this big. You can't even really see out. And so he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you talked me into this. And so we're going up. And I was like, yeah, dude, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. So we go over the first spin and just ping, 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 ping. And he's like, what the fuck? And we're being pegged with 2 fucking rolls of quarters that were flying out of my pocket.
Crap.
Every single quarter flew out of my pocket. They couldn't escape. And the entire ride, they're bouncing around this little tiny fucking cage, just pelting my little brother in the face. And he was just yelling at me the entire time. I fucking hate this. I can't believe you got it. Dude, we're just being pelted with coins the entire time because we didn't go to the arcade. We just got all the quarters and left them in my pocket. And then we got off. We didn't even pick up a single quarter. We're like, fuck this. So I bet the next people after us just got either $20 or got pelted with quarters as well. And dude, so yeah, MGM Grand Theme Park was amazing.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, that's pretty awesome. I miss like
it was closed before I came to Vegas, but I was able to actually go to it once when we were here on vacation. But we must have been right at the tail end of it because it was only like a couple bucks to get in, and it was almost like a ghost town of a theme park. I mean, it was like there were rides, and most of them weren't even functioning at the time, and there was like hardly anybody working there. I think I remember a Floon ride was the only ride that was working. I do remember though we got to go for like one show. And it was like a Three Stooges throw. These guys were dressed up as the Three Stooges acting out a scene with the pipes. And, I hit you with my, wrench. And, I got my eyes going, hook your eyes. And like, wow, okay, so we paid our $5 to get in, and we got to see a Three Stooges show, and that was about it. I don't think it lasted much longer than that.
Yeah, I think Gallagher may have been in it. I think the drunk sailor that's in this place might have been. I have no idea. There's a lot of fun guests on the show. Sometimes we get sailors, but there's a lot of. I think when I think back at like memories of theme parks, Disneyland like is always like right. It's always one I go to, but like Knott's Berry Farm, I think doesn't get enough credit for like a lot of stuff that they kind of innovated. Did you guys go to Knott's a lot at all, or you guys?
I would go. Actually, Knott's was my dad's favorite place to go as a kid, and I really liked it until they put in that damn dinosaur. Here's why: this pissed me off to no end as a kid, because there used to be, it was like the Berry Bear ride. Remember the Berry Bear ride, right?
Berry Tales. Yeah.
So I was like, as a kid, that was my favorite damn ride, right? And it was the same guy who did all the Disney stuff. He came over and did the one at Knott's.
Raleigh Crumb, right?
And I was like so excited. It was like the best ride ever. It was rad. I loved it as a kid. Whenever you go to Knott's Berry Farm, that's the ride I wanted to go on. You go up the little moving escalator and you go through the ride and you come out in the arcade. And it was so rad. I loved it to death. That was so cool. And then I remember, Knott's, their new ride, the dinosaur ride. And I was like, oh, cool, dinosaur ride. This is rad. But we go, and I was like heartbroken because we go to the dinosaur ride, and it's where the Berry Tails were. And they took the Berry Tails out to put in that dinosaur ride. And I was like, oh.
Dude, there's heartbreak. There's a heartbreak there because, I mean, and especially Universal Studios. I mean, that place has changed so much, but it's like a piece of you has died or something when your ride leaves. But this is the bummer is actually for the 100th anniversary of Knott's, they're bringing some old attractions back.
Yeah,
and Berry Tales was one of them. It's built, but it's just not open. So
that's. I remember actually after they put in the dinosaur ride, they moved some of those figures over into the damn like kiddie play area. So I remember going through like the jungle gym as a kid the first time, and then I saw them, and I'm like, "There's these dead corpses of Berry Tales, my favorite ride." Rubbing it in my face from Dinosaur Land.
It's funny they reuse a lot of stuff, especially like the Disney parks. Like there's a lot of Easter eggs.
Another one that was so good. America Sings was great back when.
With Burl Ives did the music. I wasn't around yet, but I've seen like footage of it, and it looked amazing. But all of those creatures and animals went to Splash Mountain eventually. I might have been, I don't know, I might have been like a baby when it was around, but I know that a woman was crushed to death. I don't know if you've heard the story, but a woman was.
Is that real? Is that really real?
Yeah, it is. She was hopping. I mean, some of the stories are pretty outlandish, like Walt Disney's head floated and he bit someone's cock off.
I do believe. Crazy stories.
Yeah, they're always kind of outlandish. I mean, the sad thing is most of them aren't like. It's not really the ride malfunctioning, which is like always a nightmare that I have. I'm going to be in like a Final Destination movie and something snaps, but it's usually it's human error. Is like the out of doing this podcast, all the theme park deaths I've looked up, it's like 90% human error. Someone was climbing the monorail, like track, and he I guess he was at grad night at Disneyland. This is in the 70s, and so he was trying to like jump or something, and he was creamed by the monorail. And fun times, guys. Death, life, theme parks. We're here.
Sorry, guys. My landlord / roommate Doug is in the building.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, all right.
Where's the cameras?
Camera here.
That's all right.
Camera's over there.
Speaking of Knott's Berry Farm, I think you're a prospector.
At the Knott's Doesn't he? Yeah. Here, let's
Here, let me see if I can do this.
There we go.
Wait, where am I? Oh, I see me.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I love that gold.
I wish it were real gold myself.
All right, sorry guys.
But yeah, that was awesome, dude. Thank you,
Doug,
sir.
yeah, Doug and I actually do a podcast here. He does. I produce his podcast called "What's Your Deal?" So
I like
if
it.
you want to check that out.
Yeah, look it up on Doug Gleason.
Heck yeah. No relation to Jackie Gleason?
Well, he was my uncle, but he never sent me any fucking Christmas gifts, so I counted that motherfucker out, you know?
Well, straight to the moon.
I'm just getting past Christmas. Fuck that motherfucker. Glad he's dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's giving anyone gifts anymore.
Yeah, he's
maybe
out.
maybe a rerun.
He's out, yeah.
But
I like rerun too.
oh yeah. So I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys this. Is there any particular ride? And I didn't do any prep on this because I like it just to be off the top of the dome. But if there's any ride that you could experience, like if there's anything, it could be any idea of like a dream ride that you'd like to go on, what would it be?
Dream ride that I could go on.
Yeah, it could be like a past attraction. It could be Berry Tales. It could be Vin Diesel reading lines.
A lot of those attractions are better left a memory for me. Like I find, like we were talking about the Conehead Adventure Show.
Yeah,
a video of it on YouTube, and I watched minutes of it, and I had to stop. It just, my memory of it was way better than what it actually was.
Yeah,
I don't want to revisit any of that old stuff. That stuff is better left a memory. It's gonna ruin my childhood to see how sucky it was in real life.
I get you on that. You want to keep it like there's a certain like warm, like golden, just like something in the ether that you want to kind of keep it in that dream world. And yeah, you might look back and it might be, you know, Frank Stallone, on a bender as Conan or whatever. But I don't know. There's a funny Hulk Hogan rockin' wrestling. Have you guys seen those? Do you remember those cartoons?
Back as a kid. Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen that recently? Because oh my god, the animation is insane.
No, I leave that one a memory too. Like, yeah, just that, all that stuff is better.
Yeah. It's
so
great.
I picked an attraction that was like make it off of a movie, something I enjoy. So
yeah,
I don't know, maybe I still like a lot of like Lord of the Rings stuff. So I think that'd be cool to have like a whole dark ride. It's like a Lord of the Rings dark ride. That'd be pretty rad.
That would be cool.
And I would go for the extended version of the dark ride.
25 minutes long.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I was thinking I'd like to go on the Madonna ride when she was younger.
That's the Madonna Inn in Paso Robles. I
love that place.
Yeah, that's
there a couple times.
Yeah, but
do you think you'd have to wait in 3 lines to get on that fucking extended Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Extended Madonna ride.
Yeah.
Like pretty fucking all the basketball players,
I didn't know. I don't know, man. There's you never know. There might be a Madonna reboot, and they have to make a ride. But dude, this is great.
I love that his shirt says "So come."
Yeah, wait. What is? I think it's a Scummo.
No, it says "So come."
What does your shirt say?
Scummo, my son, he's kind of a world famous artist.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, his name's Craig Gleason. He's on
Jackie Gleason?
Instagram.
Any relation to?
No,
My son, he's on Instagram. His name's Craig Gleason, and he's kind of world famous. I like the guy here in the bottom with the stupid hat. He reminds me of my son, Craig.
Yeah,
So I forgive the stupid hat comment, but my son's a fucking knucklehead from all hell.
That's your son's shirt. Oh shit, we dropped a beer.
God will clean it.
Well, I'm glad that the cast of the Nuts Bear from Stunt Show is with us today. It's amazing, dude. Dude,
I'm sorry.
No,
Don't be sorry. This is my fucking house.
I know. I love
Be
it.
happy you're fucking here.
I'm pleased that I'm here. No, man, you added to it, dude. I got to check out your guys' podcast, and I got to visit you and.
I'm checking yours out right now.
Oh, thank you, man.
Why don't you check out mine?
We'll check it out together.
All right. After these
Doug, let him finish up, dude.
Hey,
Well-
I'm Doug Gleason. Check me out. What you did, Doug Gleason.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. It's really hard to top Jackie Gleason's nephew, dude. It's no, because he brings the energy. Oh, that
No, I'm not his.
Tadamon Alice or whatever. What did Jackie Gleason do? He beat women. I don't know what he did. No, he was great. Honeymooners was awesome. Art Carney was great in that show. This is a big demographic of Honeymooner fans watching right now, so I'm sure they're getting all these references. But
All the honeymooners we can get, man.
that's right, dude.
Comment. Nice.
Yes. Hey guys, I think you brought Vegas with you to the show today. No, this no.
You know, guys. Okay, let me if I may. So, that's the guy I rent my room from out here. But the stipulation was I was going to produce his podcast, and he was going to charge me half rent. And so I turned this room in his house into a podcast room. So he barges in and out whenever he wants, and that's just part of the game.
No, dude. Honestly, like I'm amazed though, because he, like, his work at Knott's Berry Farm has changed my life and touched me deeply. Watch the animatronic Native American guy from Mystery Lodge shows up too.
Yeah. I mean,
Can I get a beer? No, actually, wait, that's like really offensive for a lot of things. I didn't even think about it.
he's the fucking prospector. That's for sure.
He's the guy in jail that you visit. Do you remember that, Joe in jail?
Oh, the jail guy. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents would fool me that it was a guy that knew me, because you'd go up to him.
Dude, me too.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Hey, Robert, you're getting kind of big there. Your podcast sucks dick."
Yeah.
No, there was my son isn't. No, there was. I'm in his house. This is the last podcast. I feel like I'm going to get Dimebag Daryl. You want to see my shotgun, you smart ass? No, what
Not
was I saying?
very far so much. Have you ever been out to Calico Ghost Town?
Oh yes, Calico Ghost Town.
Berry Farm is based off Calico Ghost Town, all right?
Yeah, and I think that they actually they do something with it. Like, not, I think it's the Not Family bought it out or whatever, and but that's been there forever. And those things, like, it just they really make the world go round.
I've been to Bodie. Is that anything like that? You guys know where Bodie's at?
Mm-mm.
What is that?
It's another ghost town in Northern California.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's near Bishop or something.
Oh,
No, I've never been there.
Yeah, but Calico was cool because back in the day in Calico, you actually could go, because it's talking about amusement parks, right? So
Yeah.
Knott's Berry Farm was based off Calico. Calico was an old silver mine town in California, right? Kind of on that Nevada-California border. But back in the day, you used to be able to go and down in the tour guide would take you all the way down through the mine, and it was scary as shit going down.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And it was, you'd come out the other end, and it was like, they don't let you do that shit anymore. But damn, that was pretty cool.
That's
to go all the way down there.
that's amazing.
Like, talk about being dangerous. Like, they're just like, things were a lot more,
Risky. They would give you, it was kind of adventurous. They give you an action. Like, I'm jealous, man, because you think about back in the day, not jealous. I get very, it's a bummer because I feel like they were more generous with the experience,
The
hey,
danger.
yeah, the danger. But here's an action figure, and here's you going down a shaft. It really gave you bang for your buck. I mean,
they
There's
put more on the consumer to make the decision.
Yeah.
They weren't as worried about getting sued or as worried about offending. Whereas now, to this day and age, it's very much you have to be worried about where's the lawsuit coming from. You have to be worried about offending somebody. Because if just one person gets offended, then they're gonna boycott.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm really scared about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I think that's going to be the next one. I'm really worried about that one.
That's my dad's favorite. I mean, unless
that's one of my absolute favorites. But I'm like, damn, there's like religion and hell and
there's some
driving,
moments.
and I'm
There's
like,
some moments in it.
It's gone. I'm so scared.
It's got some moments, but I think they'll keep it for as long as they possibly can.
So. It's one of my favorites of all time.
It's one of my favorites as well.
I mean,
it's gonna change the rides like they changed the movies.
They're gonna put Johnny Depp in Mr. Toad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you watch stuff on Disney Plus, and it's not the original. They've doctored it up to take out offensive parts and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, can I ask you guys a question?
Just the scalpel and redo the ride when they're doing their upkeep of it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is always room though for getting a DUI, dying and going to hell on the road. I think everyone can relate to. There's been plenty of DUIs.
I mean, all it does is remind me of those times I crashed. That's it.
Yeah.
I've been in 3 car accidents and I've been a passenger every single time, which is why I never drive on Mr. Toad.
Off of a pier.
But at the same time, I don't know if I really think it's that big of a deal. I mean, they updated like Pirates, they've updated it with some crazy stuff to go for the new movies they made.
Yeah.
And, minor adjustments with, buy a bride instead of rent a wench and all those changes right there.
Can I ask, while we're on the same topic, what do you guys think of them really just gutting the, what is it, the fucking... The
submarine
Splash Mountain is supposed to be like a princess ride now. They're not doing it. It's not going to be a Song of the South anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm excited actually for that, and I love, and it's totally like for me, Splash Mountain is a classic ride, and I never associated it with Song of the South because Song of the South was not available. Like it was just it
was banned in multiple places.
I was a kid, and when I found that out, it like blew my mind. I'm like, oh, this is based off like the banned Disney movie. But I think actually,
right? I've seen it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've
never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Uncle Remus won an Oscar, like the actor that played Uncle Remus, and he was great in the movie. And it's so crazy because he was the first African American to actually win an Oscar. But it was so fucked up, the way they did it. It was they did it. It wasn't filmed. It wasn't it wasn't aired or anything. But yeah, I mean that's a crazy movie. That was the first main full-length movie with action and animation to that scale, which is
I really don't think Song of the South is that good of a movie though. If you go back and watch it, I just don't think it really holds up to be.
Yeah, it drags. It kind of, especially.
I honestly think the only reason that they made Splash Mountain into the whole Song of the South ride is because they had all those animatronics from America Sings. So it's well, what can we do that's going to be cost efficient? So they were really trying to be cost efficient at that time they were putting in there.
Yeah.
So it's like they had this burning desire to bring Song of the South back. They were just like, this is the cheapest way to get this right out there. So, and they're going to do what? They're going to, what is it? The Prince of the Frog is what they're doing, remaking it under, which was a movie, which is way better than Song of the South ever was. So
they're doing a Prince of the Frog.
Frog.
Dude, fuck yes.
Yeah, I think it fits perfectly.
I'm excited for the new one.
Yeah, because I think it's New Orleans. You can go get a beignet at the place next to.
Damn, that means they're gonna have a fucking fire po' boy place in Disneyland. Probably
they're gonna have a Po Folks. And is Po Folks? What is that? Is that a chain of restaurants that I haven't seen in 25 years?
Po Folks?
Yeah, Po Folks.
Is that a po' boy?
What they really should have done, and what they need to do, is just total nix the Princess and the Frog and bring back the Country Bear Jamboree log ride.
Oh my gosh!
Oh god damn it!
Jamboree. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's the one reason I ride the Winnie. Well, the Winnie the Pooh ride is amazing, but I love looking up at their heads on the.
Oh yeah,
Winnie the Pooh ride.
the Easter egg where you can see, and that's what I love about Disney. They throw in like little Easter eggs to the past, and Winnie the Pooh after I think it's after he has his like drug
His
trip.
acid trip.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean Winnie the Pooh really has issues. He doesn't wear pants. He'll do anything for honey. They need to have an intervention in the 100-acre woods. But there's like a.
Let's be fair. Actually, that was Tigger's acid trip.
Oh, was that Tigger's?
Brain was talking about bringing his ex-girlfriend to Disneyland. I brought my ex-girlfriend to Disneyland. I took her on the Winnie the Pooh ride, and I explained everyone's drug addiction, all the characters' drug addiction. She's like, I'm never watching Winnie the Pooh again. And I'm like, hey, that's what it is.
I know, man. He needs pants. He needs friends.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he needs a bank account is what he needs.
I know. I love that they have those mooses. Country Bear Jamboree is like one of my favorite. I went to Disney World a couple years ago, and they still had it.
Oh, yeah.
And the Electrical Light Parade was going right after. I literally was getting choked up because I remember being a kid and like those attractions. But I love Country Bear Jamboree because of how like kind of borderline inappropriate it is too. Because it's like, I don't know, the
cousin fucking and
the classic jam, cousin fucking, the bluegrass. I think there's a Earl Scuggs B-side. I don't know, but we've got a bluegrass musician in the house. What's up, Mike? No, I'm scared now. But guys, I don't know. I love you guys. Sheiks of Neptune is like you bring an experience, and I've always admired that, and I always admire you guys, and I appreciate you coming on the podcast. And I can't wait till we can all hold hands together and have churros and sing Kumbaya at the theme park.
You guys seriously, like, I mean, I as much as Rob does, I appreciate you every time you come down to Cali and put on a show. I mean, it's a treat for me every single time, even when we play with you guys. It's fucking great.
Oh yeah,
we love it. It's definitely one of our biggest things that we look forward to coming down to California. We love playing with you guys.
Yeah, and we can't wait to do. I want to have another Weirdo Fest and really get like. I don't know.
With us too out here.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Dude, we're so down,
dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have a CD release party once all this stuff's over with.
Yeah.
You guys out for that? Well, actually, maybe even a double CD release.
We'll have 2 CDs by then.
Hopefully.
I'm almost done. So
count me in, no matter what. I'm in.
Dude. We'll have we're putting out a box set of like for anyone for the Dick Neptune.
We're putting out a photo album.
Yes. No, but I'm excited though. We're gonna have some new stuff too, and I'm really stoked on it. Just to like, I don't know, have our Dick Neptune, back in the galaxy. I'm really distracted by these Reese's Pieces right now.
Go ahead.
I have no self-control. Can I have some?
Yes,
sir?
good.
Thank you. The Mr. Gleason let me have some right now, dude. But guys, thank you guys. Thank you
what people just see Robert on the podcast. They don't know how giant he really is.
Hold on.
Pieces
hold on. I can't hear what they're saying.
Last word though.
Hold on. I can't hear what they're saying. What do you guys saying?
It wasn't worth repeating anyway, so it's all good.
Well, Doug's right here.
Yeah, so Doug, Mr. Doug, Mr. Gleason, I appreciate you letting us. I think he said Bob Dole.
He said Bob Dole. Really?
Yes. Is Bob Dole running again? Is he alive?
Is that the banana guy?
I think so.
Yeah.
The Dole Whip. Oh man, Dole Whips. Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Check out Sheiks of Neptune. How do they find you on the internet, guys?
Kazaa, LimeWire,
Hey, 1999, maybe.
Yeah.
We're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. Except I've been very selfish with the new CD. The only place that you can get that's on Bandcamp. But you can still listen to it for free on there.
Can I ask a question actually?
Another one? Yeah.
Sorry. No, you know what? Is there a different recording than the ones you have where the songs have the fiddle and the ones that don't? Because like I've heard recordings that don't have the fiddle
or the violin.
Yeah.
Do you have fiddles in any songs?
But I want to hear the fiddle.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to go through them. We put in whatever the song needs, and sometimes sometimes the violin is lower in the mix than most of us. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
No, she's there. Well,
I'll
the first album was just me and Dick, so there was nobody there to even fill
That's-
that. We didn't know we were gonna have a violin player.
Yeah. So I guess that's my point. Is I love the not to say that the songs aren't great as they are, but I'm saying when I see when you guys are a full ensemble and I hear that extra violin in the mix, it's fucking great. Live, right? Like live, it's like you really feel it and hear it. But when I hear the recordings, it kind of gets lost, I guess, you know.
But it's probably not there. It's probably what you're not hearing.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
that's all right.
But will you have a fiddle in any songs?
Yeah, the new CD has it all over the place.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I told dude, the new album is so catchy, man. I love it. I think this is gonna be the My Love for Sheiks of Neptune podcast. We're just gonna do this every week, guys. Or just boast about you. But you know, soon enough, we'll all be together, hopefully on Berry Tales. You know,
Hey,
yeah. Well, thank you guys for doing this. I just wanted to ask you, Mr. Gleason, is there anything you'd like to say to the world?
I'd actually like to tell these two gentlemen I have a wonderful, wonderful new year, man. And I don't know if you guys are COVIDing out over there or whatever, but I truly appreciate you getting dressed up to come over and look at the inside of my house, man. God bless you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And
Thanks.
I'm certain that when this ends, Ryan's going to make me listen to whatever kind of fucking music you guys play, and I'll end up loving you.
Heck yeah. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
And I'd truly love to eventually meet you both.
Hell yeah.
You know, like
We're
side
up
by
for
side.
sure.
Tonight. All right.
next time you're on Cali, you'll be blessed.
Yeah. Well, fellas, I'll see you soon. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night, guys.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
Hey, I truly apologize.
No,
if I
dude.
fucking
No, you
came on
you
here.
added to it, man.